Hi, everyone. How are you doing tonight? I'm Leslie Mack, producer and co host of Goose Chicks Podcast. Hannah is joining me, one of the contributors to Goose Chicks Podcast. Super excited to be here tonight. Our other two cohorts are going to be joining us, but they're running a little late, but we didn't want to, hold up the show because Kim and I are fully capable of having a great conversation. We do it all the time. But if you are uninitiated, Goose Chicks Podcast is an all women led podcast where we talk about the band Goose, Goose fans, jam bands, fan art, anything related to music. Really, we talk a lot about all things related to music. And we just wrapped up our first season. Hannah, can you believe like those 20 episodes went by like that? I can't believe it.
I think one of the things that's really cool is we had this vision of like, I want to cover this, I want to cover that, and I also want to do this. And it was this really organic way of building a season that I absolutely loved. And I'm also thinking about the writer's strike right now, which you probably know more about.
Yep.
But just like as I'm saying that, it's making me think about all the process and unpaid labor that goes into writing a season of a thing, and how much effort we put into that. So.
Yeah, it's true. It's funny you mentioned not funny, but interesting you mentioned the writer's strike in the context of that, because it is one of those things. It's a labor of love. Shout out to all the other Goose and Jam Band podcasts. We love all of y'all.
Love you.
Yeah, just all of y'all. Great Beyond, almost always there. Shout out to Ryan Storm, who's been such a great support of us as well. Everyone over at our Cyrus family. Shout out to RJ. We love you. Yeah, but there is so much of this kind of like back end, work that goes into putting a show on. And for us, it's fun because we're friends, and it's been, for me at least, the way that we've gotten to be closer and know each other better. But it is sort of just all this stuff that happens, and then miraculously, a 45-minute to an hour long show pops up on people's feed every Wednesday. And so it's been a really great learning experience for me. Even though I've done podcasts before, this has been a little bit different for me, a much more collaborative endeavor. And also because we've been able to tie this to like communal experiences that we've had, it's been really, really fun to do and dissect. I think one of the things I said on our most recent show, which came out this morning, everyone, which is our spring tour 2023 recap, it's really good, so definitely check it out. I said that one of the things I love about us and our relationship is that we never force each other to have the other person's experience. We each are able to intersect with music, with Goose, even at shows that we go to, quote unquote, together. We don't stand next to each other. We're not like, a little crew that moves around that way. But it's made the show and even our conversations about shows and about Goose so much more enriched, because we have a much more three-dimensional prismatic view of the shows because of where we each were, who we were next to, what the energy was like. And sometimes they're totally opposite, sometimes they're the same, but all of that's been really great to interact with and to do. At the bottom of the screen, y'all can see, please follow us on all of our socials. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, although we haven't started posting on TikTok yet, coming soon, but it's all everywhere. It's at Goose Chicks Pod. You can also check us out on our website, goosechickspod.com, where we have our merch drop. So definitely check that out. We have everything from hoodies, fanny packs, bucket hats, dresses, some really cute dresses. I need to pick up one of those before summer tour, actually, as I'm thinking about it. All right. So the reason why we're actually here, I want to give a specific shout out to Vickers on Twitter, who tagged us today in this really cool poll. 902 Vickers, about just Big Goose Twitter was talking about kind of their own recap of this first show, this first tour of the year. Hold on, y'all. Just give me one sec. Lex is asking a question and I need to respond to her.
Yeah. While you deal with that, I'm just going to say, so I am in Ohio right now. And so if you watch our live stream regularly, I'm in a completely different place. This is my best friend's house. His name's Tyler. He got me into Goose. He has really cool Goose stuff around him.
Ooh,
and we have like like I'm surrounded by cool Goose shit right
I
now.
love it. Shout out to Tyler. We love you, Tyler. Such another great support
I'm
for
not even gonna
us.
put him on camera. That's how much of a good friend he is. I know he doesn't like the limelight, so I'm just not gonna even do it.
No, don't. I'm just saying hi to him
Yes.
generally speaking.
Yeah. Because yeah, he thinks the world of you and Drew. And like one of my goals was to make Drew, well, not make, but to foster a friendship between Drew, Tyler, and the other guys that like are in our world or whatever. And so we got them all together in Cleveland, I think it
Yep,
was.
it was.
And
Yep.
it was just really organic where like Drew was like, you know, the elder of the group and was like, I want everyone's information. And then my friends were like, yes, we need your information. And like, it was just really cool because like, I don't know, like there are guys who are like awesome and nice and, you know, show emotion and care about each other and love Goose. And it was just really, really cool to see that happen just organically. So
Yeah, and I think it's one of the hallmarks of Goose is that it really has
yeah,
allowed men to form close relationships where society sort of tells them that's not an option for them.
yeah.
And I love that about it. We had on our Boundless in Love episode, Drew and his best friend Michael, who met at a Goose show as well. Shout out to you, Basty. And it was really about that, just like that, because the guys are vulnerable and it's so clear how close they are, that it gives permission to anybody watching and certainly to other men to also be vulnerable in that particular way, kind of put yourself out there, ask for another guy's phone number, which I think there's some stigma around that,
For sure.
culturally, societally. So, oh, Lex is here. Let me add her in.
Yay. And I also think it's like one of those situations where it's like our friend group that sees Goose live is like they've been like that since college dorm years. But then also gives them sort of an unspoken permission to be that way with other guys.
Yeah.
And then like also like what you're saying, where it's just like, oh, I met this really cool person at a festival or a show. Like we just have a really special connection with every like our community is dope. Like Lex.
Lex, how are you?
Hey, my computer's like acting all weird. I think it's overload from all the photos and stuff. So I think this before Friday, or I'm gonna have to like take a lot of photos out of here. So
Well,
super
Fridays are
sorry.
meetings. We're on break for a little bit, y'all. Just so y'all know, our second season is going to be coming out the 24th of May. So you have a little bit of time off. So you can just be regular. In fact, you can even on Friday because we're just going to be chit chatting with each other. But welcome, Lex. We were just talking about, the ways in which Goose and the Goose community foster such great relationships between men where regular or outside society really doesn't allow them the space to be that way with each other. And of course, we all have gotten to be super close through Goose as well. So I already pumped the episode already, but please definitely check out our episodes that's out right now. Actually, check out all 20 of our episodes. I think there's actually 23 total because we did some bonus ones in there. But this most recent one, we did a really pretty detailed recap of the spring tour from our perspective. We don't do like song by song breakdowns. We talk a little bit more about our experience and connection to each of the shows, but definitely check that out and get all of the info from there. We also have some amazing interviews that we did at the Warfield shows in line with folks, which was really fun. So you get to hear, I think, 4 or 5 that we showed on the show. I'm going to play one a little later in this broadcast as well from Catherine, who's actually on our socials right now, but want to have everybody listen to that as well. But before we do that, you two are going to Scamp. I want to give y'all some time to talk about that because people should know when to look out for y'all and all of that other good stuff. So yeah, talk about Scamp for a moment.
Well, I'm just, I'm always wishy-washy on if I'm going or if I'm not. So
You're
I'm not
going.
100%. I know I'm not always 100% committed, but yes, it just seems like it is probably going to, and it's a 90% yes. So it's most likely going to happen. But I wasn't going to happen, and I'm super excited to be there with Hannah and with Chelsea and talk to everyone and get to know everyone and convert some people who haven't heard of Goose and get that out there and just I'm not sure. What do you think, Hannah?
Well, I'm super excited. So, summer camp is close to where I grew up. We're in the Midwest. And so, when I was a kid, teenager, early 20s in the jam band scene, everyone would always talk about summer camp as the big festival they were going to. And I've literally like set an alarm on my phone to buy tickets before. I have made plans to go and I have never been. It's always worked out at the last minute where it hasn't happened. And so I'm super pumped for this. The lineup is sick. I know there was actually a band, and I can't remember their name off the top of my head. I apologize in advance. That Alexius, from your local North Carolina jam band scene, and they won like a voter's choice entry sort of into playing. And I just think that's really cool that they're doing that. I know Eggy's playing, and they're a huge I'm gonna call him. I'm with Tyler right now. He is not super into like t-shirts and merch. Like he just likes what he likes, his aesthetic, and he's an Eggy shirt that he's obsessed with. Like everyone I'm friends with loves Eggy. They're awesome. And I think you have something to say about Eggy, right, Lex?
Wait, it was Mr. Please was the band, right, Alexius, that won the
Yes, that was it. Mr. Please, that was the band.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to seeing them. Also, before we turn things over to Lex about her photography and all that, I just want to say really quickly.
Yes, Mr. Please. I'm super.
Oh, she's breaking up. Lex, breaking up. You might need to. Yeah, there you go. You're back now. Unmute. Yeah, there you go.
That's why I was like, oh, I'm not going to try and say much while I was breaking up. But were you saying Mr. Please, or what were you talking about?
I was just saying, yeah, it was Mr. Please. That was the band, the local band that won the spot at Scale. Yeah.
And then, well, did you want to say anything about like photography and all that? Because she's breaking up. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I'm breaking up pretty badly.
Leslie, can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're fine. And Lex, you're back now. So we were kind of turning it over to you because you had some Eggy news for folks so they could hear a little bit some stuff you've been doing this week. Yeah.
Yeah, this I wasn't able to be on the podcast that dropped today because last week I was taking some photos with Eggy, and I absolutely love these guys. Like, definitely check out their tour. They are so amazing. They've got a lot more shows. They just started. I can't say enough about them. Like Michael, Alex. I just love every single one of them. And Michael's just so squishy. Jake is. They're wonderful. They're wonderful guys, and you definitely should check them out.
Yeah, for sure. My first time seeing them was in New Orleans for Days Between. I hadn't seen them before. I've listened to the music, but I hadn't seen them live. And so we saw them play the fest, but the night before they played the fest, they played like a late night set at the Howlin' Wolf. Shout out to the whole Goose crew that was in the house. I think 3/5 of Goose were there even to see them. And I was so impressed with that late night show. They just freaking killed it. It was just really amazing and so cool. So definitely check them out. They're going to be in Charleston, Atlanta. They're going to Memphis. They're going to be in Philly. I mean, literally, they're going all over the country right now on this really big tour. So definitely try and check them out. They're going to get out to California, Indianapolis. I'm just going on their website right now. Raleigh. They're going to be here in Charlotte in August. We're definitely checking them out then. So yeah, for sure, go see Eggy.
You want to hear a cool story?
Yes, please.
You want to hear a cool story? So my deal, I've always loved photography. I've always been into photography. And when I just, after my epilepsy, I just was like, okay, life is short. You got to do what you want to do. And so I was out doing photography, and Eggy was coming through, and I checked out with them to see like, hey, can I come out and do photography with y'all? So they were like the first bigger, and still small, but like bigger band that I had done. And so this was a couple of years ago. And then from there, went and did shots with what was it? Pigeons playing ping pong, Spafford, just a lot of different jam bands and a lot of different bands. So it was really cool to come back and do photography with them because I feel like I didn't do like as good of a job my first time, because you never do as good of a job. You're learning it. And so it was really awesome and I've shot with them a couple more times, but to come back and have improved as much as I have improved. I mean, there's a long, long way to go, but it was just really good to come back and be like, yes, I did a little bit of justice, and just to see both of our evolution over time and how much we had changed. It was really, really cool and like really awesome to hug it out. And so, at first I was like, I don't even know what to say, but it was just a really beautiful moment, just like a really beautiful night all the way around. So it was really cool.
I love it. I love that.
Speaking of evolution, I feel like that kind of ties into one of the things that we wanted to talk about tonight, which is the sort of, well, I don't know exactly how it was worded, but like we wanted to talk about like jam or songs that have improved or whatever, but I kind of view it more as like an evolution. And so, like, sort of how have songs evolved in 2023? And honestly, Tyler and I were talking about this song earlier when we were at happy hour and dinner and everything. But we were talking about Born, and I didn't like Fast Born at first, but I don't even remember what show it was because I've been doing a lot of re-listening to couch tour stuff that I missed when my semester was bonkers. And I was like, man, this Fast Born hits, and just seeing that evolution. And then also not just the evolution of that, but also this, well, now they've developed this new sound of Born. And so they can do two versions of it, right?
Yep.
It's not like, oh, they've experimented. It's like they've grown so far apart that they're different. And Coach will even note that, right? And so I don't know. But what do you all have to say about like jams evolving and changing in 2023?
I think for me, and this is just a hallmark of what makes Goose stand out so often, is that they're not afraid to play around with tempo, with meter, with beats per minute of their songs and reimagine them in new ways. Obviously the OG of that is So and Slow Ready, and they each bring a different vibe to a show, but it also means that you could hear Slow Ready one night and the very next night you could hear So Ready, right? And so for me, it just opens up the opportunities for people to hear some of our favorite songs or some of the most highly listened songs. I officially call that Reborn, by the way, the Fast Born. It's my little nickname for it. And so so that's the one thing that I like. Lex, what about you? What do you think about this like evolution of Goose songs and jams?
It's the truth, because I was listening to 2018 songs the other night, okay, we're going to go all the way back through it. And it's just really cool to hear like how fast that they were playing and now how that they can change those tempo times like on a beat. And so it's really cool to see. And that's a huge evolution to be able to do that and not just play it, in a super fast beat all the time. And that's the cool thing about Goose is they have like the reggae, they have, your 80s style, they have your 90s style, they have, any type of style that you want to throw out there, that jazzy style. And so that's a really cool evolution that they've been able to do over the years together.
For sure. You'll take like, if you listen to, I'm trying to think of one that hit me the other day, which was, there's like a version of All I Need out there that does not sound like the All I Need that I know. I don't even remember which version it is, but it was one of them I remember listening to, and I was like, oh, this is All I Need. And I was like, oh, this hit me in a whole different way. And I think that's the thing too, is that, Slow Born or the original Born is such I call it one of Goose's church songs, right? It's a very emotional, very evocative one, but Reborn is so high tempo and it gives a different meaning even to the lyrics because of how they play it. So I love all of that, which is really great. I wanted to really quickly just let folks know, if you're going to Scamp or pretty much a lot of the summer tour, you should look out for us. We'll be doing interviews and doing lots of other things, but also we have summer tour specific slaps. As y'all may or may not have known, we've done some special slaps before. We did some for the Cap. We did some for our run in Chicago. And now we have our summer tour one. So we'll be handing some of these out. And we do have some hollow version. So if you're really special and you see one of us, maybe we can make a secret word on the podcast that people can tell us to get one of the special hollow ones. And oh my goodness, speaking of hollow grams, here comes Chelsea. Hey Chelsea, tell us to get one of the special hollow ones. I think you might have us on. Maybe you might have us up.
Real quick, while she's transitioning and getting on, because we'll be able to talk a lot about the summer camp stuff. I just want to say, so one of the things that's really cool about the upcoming episode where Leslie opens up about the Jazz Fest is she was saying about how there was 3 stages, I believe, right? There was two stages, and there was no competition between the bands because they were all playing at different times. Well, as much as we love summer camp, Chelsea and I are not so lucky. There's a million awesome bands, and of course we have some picks of bands we just have to see, like Aggie. But when there's a competition and we don't know the difference between like, oh, like I've heard of this band, they seem cool. We've heard of this band, they seem cool. Or maybe we don't know anything about either band because they're up and coming. We're actually going to be live tweeting or like putting out polls, however we can, depending on the Wi-Fi situation at the festival. We want to hear from our audience, like, who do you think we should listen to? Like, a lot of the people in our Goose family are experts on, especially regional jam bands, where like maybe we don't only know Ohio or Illinois or the Carolinas. And so it's like, who would you recommend, right? And so we're going to be putting out polls and asking people who listen to our show, like, hey, who would you see? If you had to choose between X, Y, and Z, who would you see? So please give us feedback. And especially if you're friends with a band or you're in a band and you're playing, please let us know. We want to see you. We want to just like what's the new Peter quote? And Kelsey S put out the show, live music is a shit. Chelsea, you have that shirt on, right?
Yes. You're wearing it right now. Shout out to Kelsey from Lively Designs, and shout out to Chelsea who took that shirt and made it into the beautifulness that you see via her company.
It looks so good, Chelsea. But
thank you.
We want to know, like, who is awesome live? Who do we want to see at summer camp?
I definitely wouldn't miss Mr. Please at summer camp. They're so good. I would definitely go see them.
So far, yeah, my must-sees are Mr. Please, Melt, I want to check out, and then Eggy for sure. I haven't seen Eggy yet, and I do listen to them. But those are my, like, 3 that I for sure want to see. And besides that, I think, and Papa Dozio, I haven't seen them either. They're playing.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I love them.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So I have those few.
From Ohio? They're from Athens?
Tyler knows everything.
Like encyclopedia information.
He's literally Hannah's encyclopedia. She's always like, wait, let me ask Tyler.
What's funny about that is I was in his guest room looking at there's this band called The Works. Super awesome dudes. Check them out, especially if you're in the Ohio area. Their drummer helps run Legend Valley. So like if you've seen Goose at Legend Valley, you have The Works and their crew to thank for that. But they do a festival every year at Legend Valley, and he has one of their posters up in his guest room. And I was looking at it from 2018, and I was like, bro, Mike Perkins is on here. He was there. Like, I used to beg you to see Mike Perkins with me every Wednesday in college. And now, like, you literally have a poster up in your room of like this festival that he played. Like, it's just like all full circle. So like, yes, he's an expert. He's looking over at me like, you this guy. And now he's laughing at me. But he is an encyclopedia. That is true. But also we kind of grew up in the scene together. So it's just a really cool experience to have Goose together.
I love it. Chelsea, welcome. First of all, your hair looks freaking amazing. I just wanted to mention that off the rip, just so we're
You look gorgeous.
It barely
always.
looks different. I trimmed like a tiny bit off the bottom, and that's it. So
it looks very, very nice. Love it. So what are your we were talking about Scamp a little bit, so just wanted to add you into the convo since you'll be there as well, working as media. So what are your thoughts? And I know you said this is your first camping fest as well. So let me know what are you thinking? How are you feeling? Yeah.
I'm starting to feel a lot less anxious now and more excited because I've been talking to everyone I know about summer camp, and I'm just like, tell me all about it. Tell me all the things I need to know. And so I feel like I have a good idea of what I'm getting into now, which is good. So it's helpful. I know a lot of people that are going. So shout out to everyone I've talked to that has helped me so far. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm really excited. I'm thinking about putting alarms in my phone for all the bands I want to see so I don't miss anyone, and that sort of thing. So I am trying to figure out some of that sort of stuff too. And I'm excited to hang with Hannah, and we're going to have so much fun talking to everyone. And Bailey, what's up, Bailey? And I'm excited to interview people and talk to people about
Also,
their festival experience. Go ahead, Hannah.
yeah, my Cincy Trash Crew friends that I talk about on the reg, a lot of them, including Bailey's boyfriend Johnny, who is a stand-up, awesome dude. They will have our Cincy Trash Crew flag, hopefully, and they've gone to Scamp like lots. Like Johnny goes almost every year. So yeah, Johnny, he's our boy. We love him so much. But yeah, so he's like an OG Scamp person, and I'm really excited to like have all my friends group just like together at one place.
Trash Crew's gonna have stickers too, so be on the lookout, Scamp.
No, you will have no problem finding the Trash Crew stickers because they will literally be on everything, including Jeff's butt.
Actually, you know what's funny? I got some stickers from y'all at New Year's, I want to say. Either New Year's or Goose, I don't remember. And I did my laundry and I was taking out a hoodie, and on the inside of the pocket of the hoodie was a Cincy Trash sticker. I was like, and it made it through the wash intact. I also just want to say I didn't want to come off.
Not going to be controversial, but not only has part of Goose been Cincy Trash Crewed, but Billy Strings actually was Trash Crewed as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so our buddy Micah was at Billy Strings last Europe tour, and they have posing pictures with him, and he's like his stickers, his Trash Crew stickers, and that's kind of a preview for the future because not only is Goose going to be in woo woo, oh yeah. Not only is Goose going to be in Europe, but Billy will be there at the same time. So hopefully people's paths can cross. And also, Cincy Trash Crew, Johnny makes amazing laser cutter Arby's designed Christmas ornaments for your Christmas tree if you would like one. He is a badass 3D printer. He's an amazing Renaissance man, and 3D printing is awesome. But also, like low key, if Arby's would sponsor our podcast the way Ben and Jerry's did, we would be forever grateful.
Shout out if anybody from Arby's is listening, we'll take you as a sponsor, just like Ben and Jerry's. And shout out to Ben and Jerry's for their support. We love it. Okay, we're going to transition to why we actually decided to jump on live tonight. And again, I want to give a special shout out over on Twitter to 902 Vickers, who put this kind of challenge out to folks. And I showed it earlier. I'm going to pop it back on the screen just so people can see it. Where is it? There it is. So we're going to be going through and hopefully, and we may not all have answers for all of these, but we're going to try to name each of our favorite shows from Spring Tour, our favorite set, our favorite jam, our jam MVP, the song we feel is most improved, and our favorite new song. Y'all already know the answer to that last one for me. Now, I want to put some caveats onto our answers. The cap run does not count, and neither does Days Between. So we are talking about the actual Spring Tour. When they put that graphic out and it said 2023 Spring Tour, we're talking about those dates only. So we won't be talking about anything from the cap because that would really throw a wrench in a lot of these questions, and we won't be talking about days because although I will say those were not festival sets, they were full on Goose shows. We're just not going to include them in the conversation for this discussion. And so first up is your favorite set from Spring 2023. Tell Tyler he can just shout his answers as well. He doesn't have to put on screen. He can just say what theirs are. Is anybody ready to share those? I can share mine if you want me to start. If folks,
which one are we doing first?
We're gonna do favorite show of the spring run. And
I just want Leslie to know that with Days being out, Tyler's like, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh wow! Okay, why? Days was very high up there. I will say they were great shows. but they're not included in this particular question. So I picked Philly night one. I really loved both of the Philly shows. I thought they were amazing, but night one just really set an amazing tone. First of all, we got, and I think this may be the only time this happened, both Thatch and Animal in a single show. They closed set one with Thatch and opened set two with Animal. Just off the rip, that makes it really special. We got This Old Man's Boat, The Old Man's Boat. We got an amazing Echo. We got a Feel It Now. And it was one of those legendary 4-song second sets with Mr. Action as encore. So for me, that was just a standout. We got Love is a Battlefield cover, Everything Must Go also, which is Drew and my Goose song together, and one of my favorite openers, Rockdale. So for me, it was just one of those shows that when I put it on and I played a lot, it just is quintessential Goose for me. It hits all the notes. It brings me through my emotions. I feel like I get energized and I feel things, and I just thought it was a really great. And that was the fast Echo, which was my first time hearing it live. So that also was really special. So for me, show of spring tour was night one at the Met in Philadelphia. Vibes were high, very, very cool venue. And yeah, that's what I'm naming as my favorite show of the spring tour. Who wants to go next? Hannah,
Go ahead, Hannah.
I'll go. I just want to say that you inspired me. And as I was doing my final grading for this semester, actually, just don't judge me. I had never tried to cast something by myself before until then. So I casted those shows. So thanks for the recommendation. Because I think we try to say the importance of, it's cool if you just couch tour, you don't have to spend all this money, but then it's also cool if you can't be in the moment and couch tour in that second, but to go back, right? If you're packing and cleaning your entire apartment from top to bottom and grading 90 papers or tests. Anyway, so thank you for the recommendation. It helped me through a rough patch. I would say I really loved when night one at Chicago, All I Need, when my sister was coming in. And she was having a hard time, and she's listening right now. So shout out to Amelia, but just having a hard time getting in. And she literally walks in with all of her pumping stuff as All I Need is starting. And that's probably one of my favorite openers, actually. That would definitely be, yeah. And so just whenever I hear that song, When I Need It, which obviously happened because I was anxious about my sister being able to get in with all of her equipment, I'm just this is my set. So that would definitely be my my favorite set is Chicago night one, set one.
Well, wait. So there's a separate category of favorite set. So this is
so that was my favorite opener. That was my favorite opener. Sorry.
But favorite opener is not one of them.
We're not on favorite opener.
Just make
I'm sorry. Can you make that one?
No,
I think that
you can make that. Sure. That'll be a favorite. But what is your favorite show then from the run?
Well, I've already said this. It was night two in Chicago. It was just really I can't get over that. And I think I've said this on air before, but I don't like to go back and re-listen to shows I've been at a bunch, except for certain ones Radio City Music Hall, for example. And I definitely listened to Chicago night two a lot. And I think it's it's the Animal. It's just amazing, which I guess would be one of my highlights jam wise. But yeah, favorite night for sure of spring tour.
Love it. Yep. Again, just bring tour everyone, so don't come for us. Chelsea, favorite show of spring tour 2023 for Goose.
I'm sticking with Chicago night one with Salt Shed. I had so much fun that night. I most of these it's my connection being there physically at a show, so I had so much fun that night. So that was a great show, and I just keep listening to it. The other night, Hannah's yeah, I'm streaming the April Fool's show, so fun, and I was I don't even know if I've listened to that yet, but I'm listening to Chicago night one again, so I think I can change for a minute. So I did, and I went and listened to the April Fool's show, which was awesome too. But yeah, there's something about, I think just I had so much fun that night. So when I listen to it, it takes me back there. So
That was a great
Okay.
show. And we got that monster hunger site that show. So yeah, 33-minute hunger site plus that night. It was definitely special and very, very cool. And they closed with Tomorrow Never Knows, which was just, I don't know.
yeah, that was
Got really
cool.
special. Yeah, for sure. Alexius, your next favorite
So-
show.
So my favorite show was Cleveland. I absolutely love Cleveland. I don't think that it's gotten the hype that it should have whatsoever. And I'm not saying this just because it was my 40th show that night whatsoever. It was just a sick show, and a little bit that it was my 40th show. But I mean, it had started out with All I Need, and it goes into Wells, and then Caution. Ooh, Caution. I love Caution.
So
And then we got the Jivefecta that night. We got Jive 1, 2, and 3. I mean, come on. And Jive 1, 2, and Jive Lee. And then, starts out Drive, Take on Me, love it. The Cleveland Jam, Into the Mist, which is like one of my favorites right now. It's absolutely one of my favorites. Honeybee, Arrow, and then the encore, Shamalama Ding Dong.
Shama. Yeah, that was a great encore.
So that one was a sick show. That's definitely one that's played a lot in my car, and my kids absolutely love. So that's my winner, was Cleveland for sure.
Yeah, that era was incredible. I think it was like over almost 25 minutes or something like that. Really special, really special. Okay, great choices, everyone. We're gonna move to the next category. Favorite set. We'll go in the same order because just to keep things, orderly here. I'll go first. My favorite set was Chicago Night 2, Set 2. I just really, I can't say enough about that second set. Animal, Pancakes, a 20-minute Pancakes, which, I had a hard time picking most improved, and Pancakes was definitely in the mix there, but we'll cut to that later. Then 726, we got Feel It Now, which pitter patter. Please listen to today's show that came out today. We do a deep dive on Feel It Now, so definitely check that out. And then Slow Ready into a monster 22-minute Drip Field. That entire second set, I was just blissed out. I just remember just feelings just waving over me throughout the entire set, and so that's going to be my favorite set of the run. Chicago Night 2, Set 2 at the Salt Shed. Hannah, do you have one for this one?
I don't know about a favorite set. I guess Eugene is coming to mind because a bunch of us, I think, was it all four of us were couch touring together?
Yeah, we were all couch touring that one together.
Yeah. And then also Tyler and Andy were watching. So I'm literally just in between my two group chats, screenshotting, this is what the girls said, this is what the boys said, which is that's really fun for me. So that was really special for sure.
Awesome. Chelsea, how about you? Wait, I want to look at that Eugene. So which set for Eugene? 1 or 2? Just
one, because I'm gonna be real honest with you. We were on a different time zone, and
it was late. It was
until later. So
sure. That was great. I mean, they open with Wales, which I love Wales. Jive 1, Mr. Action, Born, and Rockdale. 22-minute Born on that one. So definitely an excellent first set. Chelsea, favorite set, Spring Tour 23.
So I'm going with the same as you, Leslie. Chicago Night 2, Set 2. It's just so good. That wasn't Hunger Site. Hunger Site was the first night. But anyways, Animal, Pancakes, etc.
So good.
So good. So good. But I will say, I know we got rules and stuff, but I did have a Days Between set, if that was allowed. It's not, but I'm giving it an honorable mention. Sorry. Breaking the rules.
Forget the rules, everyone.
We might get Tyler back with an honorable mention.
So
Tanya's saying Eugene as well. Yeah, Eugene was really good. And it was fun. All of us couch touring together. We were definitely chatting. Drew wasn't here. He was at the show. So with Michael. So it was great for us to be chatting.
It was also cool to see, I have a friend there.
Yeah, for sure. Lex, you're up. Favorite set.
All right. Favorite set for me was Set 2 in Athens, Georgia. and it was just I don't know if it was just because I was there and I listened to it on a different, different plane. But to me, that was just it was just an awesome time. And I think that they played, that they were playing to the younger generation, like getting it out. I think that was maybe, in my opinion, that was kind of the point of the show. And, because a lot of us couldn't get tickets, and somehow I just got luckily invited, that someone who did get tickets, and I was just like, yes. But they did an awesome job that night, and Trevor read poetry that night. And so, I mean, it was just like really, really a great night. And so I listened to that one. And then Rock the Casbah was there, Slow Ready.
Well, that's set 2. So are you picking set 1 or set 2 for your favorite set?
Oh, set 2 was mine. So Trevor, sorry. Okay. We'll mark Trevor off, but but I mean, I love Trevor. I love you, Trevor. But set 2 was, I thought it was at the beginning of set 2, but they had Arcadia, Slow Ready, which, the breakdown in Slow Ready, the jam. I love all of Slow Ready, but the jam in Slow Ready is just amazing. And Rock the Casbah, Hot Tea, and then the Turn Clouds in between it into like finishing it off. Like, that was
always good. Yeah, that's such a great one. Level type 3 jam, if you will. The Hot Tea, Turn Clouds, Hot Tea. Yeah. That first set though on that show was really, they packed so many songs into that first set. I was like, are they gonna stop? Like, how like 8 songs plus Trevor reading poetry. It was so many.
Yeah. And we get to count the encore, it was the Escape Pina Colada song. Yes. So, so when that came on, I was just like, it was perfect. That one was a really good, I felt like it was a really good show. Some people might not agree, but that's my thoughts.
Listen, this is an opinion based conversation. So yes, correct. All right. Favorite jam. Y'all probably already will guess it's going to be a Thatch, but it's going to be San Francisco's Night 2 Thatch. I don't know what else to say about that particular Thatch. I love every Thatch all the time, but this 20-minute Thatch, it was one of the first times they really deep jammed it. And I just remember sitting there just being like, this song just got even better and I'm obsessed with it already. And now I'm even like more obsessed with it. So that's going to be my favorite specific single jam, which is Thatch, San Francisco to Warfield, Night 2 for me. 21 minutes, 55 seconds of Thatch. Can't beat it. Amazing. So good. Hannah, do you have one for this one or is this one you're skipping?
No, I do, but I just want to say shout out to Western Sun Dies because due to Leslie's love of Thatch, which by the way, like I just listen to all the time now to pump me up. But yeah, like you just have like influenced me so much to like reach out of my comfort zone because I tend to be drawn to like this sad or songs like I don't know, like This Old Sea or something like that. Yeah. But Western Sun Dies, I ordered some stuff through her and she gave me a couple extra Thatch stickers, which is awesome. Yes, that one. And then one of the things I just really appreciated is, which segues into my choice for like my favorite jam so far, is she listens to the show. She actually listens to the show, like no bullshit. And so she knew that I've been chasing Factory Fiction. And so she sent me yes, Tanya. So she sent me a special, I'm getting goosebumps, but she sent me a special Factory Fiction. Well, but I didn't order it. And so she still sent a Factory Fiction slap that she had made, which is just awesome. And so which one was that? That was Seattle, right? Where they did Factory Fiction. I think it was
it was Seattle.
Yeah, it was Seattle. Yes. Yeah. The Sleeveless in Seattle set. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be my favorite song in terms of jam, just because I've been chasing it. So, and shout out to Tanya for that because that sticker is everything.
I just showed like 4 Thatch stickers that I have. I've been collecting them. Anybody that has a Thatch sticker, send them my way. If you see me, please give them to me because it's gotten really funny because when they played it at Days Between, like the whole rail was like flashlight because they knew I was just about to lose my shit. Anyways, love it. Chelsea, you're next. Favorite jam?
My favorite jam was the Philly Echo. So I did not even couch tour
Night one
this
or
show,
at
or
night 1 or night 2?
I don't even know. I just wrote
I'll
Philly
check it out while
Echo.
you're talking. Keep talking about it.
But I didn't even like stream the couch tour or anything. But the next day, everyone was talking about it, and I was like, okay, let me check out this Philly Echo.
I think it was night 1.
Night 1.
And I think they put on YouTube, if I remember
They
correctly.
did, yeah.
So there was video and whatever. Anyways, that's a good jam. It gets really dark. It gets a little evil Goose in there, and I love that. So I'm choosing Philly Echo.
Goose.
Yes, evil Goose. I need that sticker. Where did you get that?
I don't
need
know.
that
I'll
one.
find out. People just give me stuff. I don't even know where
I
this.
need that one.
I have like a bowl here of just random stickers, probably for everything.
Please, if you're listening,
Oh, sweet.
anything we talk about, please let us know. Like, we want to give you credit or your
Yes.
Please.
Please tell me who made that so I can buy one.
Y'all are so generous. You're always doing so much at shows, giving us so many things, and not just us, but like at the entire community. Tony mentioned that on the show today when we played his interview. He was like, "This community just like I end up with like a bag full of like extra stuff that I didn't even come with, because we're always just handing out more things and making people feel good that they're there and together." All right, Lex, that Echo, you're right. Honestly, it's already being talked about as jam of the year. So yeah, 28-minute Echo, amazing. Night 1 in Philly, set 2. Alex, what's yours?
Okay, so my favorite jam, like the go-to one, and like to make me happy is actually an encore. It's the Fifth of Beethoven, and I love that one. I mean, it's just it just gets me going every morning, and then if you don't count an encore, I guess it would be
Encores count. Encores
All
count.
right, that's it. Yeah.
That's your jam. I love it. The first time I heard them do that was at the Joy, which is where I met you officially, Alex. And I remember them starting and being like, are they playing a fifth of, like, it was such a like out of body, like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
of course. And they just do it so well. I love anytime
it is.
here. It's so
And I love to like show that to people. It's like my go-to to show, like, when I'm talking about Goose, I'm like, listen, I'm like, they can do so much. Like, check this out. It's a Fifth of Beethoven, and everyone's just mind blown. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So now at like the local brewery, like when we go in, we're like, all right. And actually our daughter Ara is like, put on Goose. And so here goes Goose. So it's, I absolutely love that. That's my morning, my morning jam to get me going. And it's just so funky and so vibey. And so I love that one. Just makes me happy.
I love it. So next up is our jam MVP for the run, which means the song that got jammed the most, or that we felt was really holding its own every time it came to the table. And I am going to pick Rockdale for my spring 2023 jam MVP. Every time they took to the stage to play that song, it was a heater. They played it at the Met, they played it at the Ryman, the Sylvie, they played it in Bozeman, Eugene, and then they played it at the last show of the tour in San Diego, and every single one was absolutely stellar. So that's my MVP jam for spring 2023 is Rockdale. I love it. I love a Rockdale opener. I love a Rockdale closer. I love a Rockdale any way I can get it. So Rockdale. That's what I'm picking. Hannah, how about you? Do you have a
yeah, I think that's a great introduction to Goose because like I just drove like 10 hours. And that's when when it comes up on a set list for me, I'm just like rocking out. And when you think about like jam of the year, or like MVP of this run or whatever, I think about like the San Diego tour where it wasn't sold out. My cousin's husband, who's been into Fish, and Dave Matthews, he went to see Goose for the first time there. And that was one of the songs they played. And I think it's just a really good introduction. And then sort of to me, the companion piece of that is Echo, because I noticed that they'll play those two songs in the same run or like the same show a lot of the times. And I just feel like it's like, yeah, like these are like, if you're introducing someone, it's their first Goose show and you hear those two songs, you're gonna be like, let you can go to Nugs and re-listen to those 2 songs. Those songs were dope. You know what I mean? Like, definitely bringing in some new people for sure, and like people who understand jam bands and understand the scene. Like, those 2 songs are gonna draw them in.
For sure. They played Echo at the Matt at Avondale in Birmingham. They played at the Salt Shed, Seattle, and they also played in the final show of the run at
Also, I love that song, and I don't know who I got it from, but I have a really cool Echo slap that I just found when I was packing that I promise I'm going to put on something cool. I haven't actually placed it yet, so thank you to whoever made that.
Oh wait, I missed one more Thatch sticker I have. This one, Thatch and Bucky. Okay. Anyways, all right. Chelsea, you're up. Jam MVP Spring Tour 2023.
I feel like I'm gonna go with Pancakes because they just really turned this into like a jam vessel, and they've been jamming out every time. I think they played it like 5 times, but every time they just jam it out, and so it's been a really fun new one to get to dance to. And
I feel like they've been trolling us with Pancakes. I know this sounds very like maybe egotistical, but I swear the day that we broke down Pancakes on our Goose and Goslings episode, because we discussed before, and we're like, yeah, we like Pancakes, but like, is there that much to talk about it? But we did it anyways, and we found a ton to talk about it. And ever since that episode, every Pancakes has been like amazing. They played it in Boston. They played it, which they opened the tour. You know, they played the first show. They played it in Nashville, Salt Shed, Bozeman, and in at the Warfield as well. So yeah, Pancakes. I will never say a bad thing about Pancakes. Not that I was, but I will never again doubt the power of Pancakes ever again. So very good choice, Chelsea.
yes,
Love it. Lex, how about you? Jam MVP.
My jam MVP was also Echo. I mean, just, jam of the year that's already being or trying to be called and stuff, and being Philly. And, that, how long was that Seattle Echo? Like 35 minutes?
It was like 45.
45 minutes.
45, yeah.
I mean, just like everyone.
I think we might have
Echo.
Oh, you're back. Great. So you're picking Echo. Love it. Yeah. Everyone.
Yeah, it was Echo. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Most improved. This is probably a controversial Vickers, I'm looking at you. You're trying to get us all in trouble. but I do have an answer for this one. And I'm going to pick Mr. Action. Here's why. I, was in the house during the Tab tour when they premiered Mr. Action, and I thought it was a very cute, lively song. I got a lot, they often perform it for the crew. And it's so great. It's such a, uplifting song. And I thought it was a nice, light, song. And then this run, they decided to take Mr. Action to the next level, and I really feel like they hit their stride. They played it at the Cap, which we're not talking about that, but since then they played it at the Met. They played it at the Sylvie, which was actually my favorite Mr. Action ever, I think, thus far. They played it in Bozeman. They played it in Eugene as well. And I just have seen that song go from something light and airy to something with such deep meaning when they get into the jam portion. And so for me, I will label that as my most improved song for over this tour. Hannah, do you have one for this?
Yeah, I have been talking about this with Tyler. I thought we already talked about it. I'll say Pancakes and Redbird. And the reason why is because I love all Goose songs, but there are certain songs where like I'm like, oh, like my friends want to go smoke a cigarette. Like, Johnny, I'll go out with you during Pancakes, or I'll go out with you during Redbird, or go to the bathroom during Redbird. And that's just, everyone, that's how we are, right? Like,
yeah.
We gotta go sometime.
The Pancakes at I think it was night 2. It was night 2 because Johnny didn't go night 1. And I went out because there was a long jam, and I was like, I'm gonna go out and see my friends smoking. And that was like a big, like, I loved it, and it was awesome, and it was part of my show experience. So I can't even hate on it. But going back and listening to that song, I was just like, wow, like this is an epic jam. And then similarly, Redbird, like that. I love all Goose songs, so I'm not trying to be negative, but that is a song that I will go out to go to the bathroom. I have a small bladder. And one of my friends who shall remain nameless also feels the same way. And we actually had like a whole reconvening of Redbird where we were like, actually, maybe this isn't a bathroom song anymore. so Pancakes and Redbird are my most improved because they've just grown so much exponentially.
I love it. They do a lot of teasing during Redbird lately.
Yeah, and Pancakes. They did some Pancakes.
Yeah.
A lot of teasers going on.
A lot of sick jams have come out of Pancakes. Yeah.
Very sick. Chelsea, you're next.
Most improved. I kind of have two, but I'm gonna go with Everything Must Go, because I feel like I don't know if I've just started listening to the song more or what, but I feel like they've kind of found their sound or their voice in this song, kind of like you were talking about with Mr. Action. It feels a little deeper, or like they are just more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And to where it's like I'm feeling something different when I hear this song. So that's been one of my favorite songs to watch this spring tour as well. It just is so good with Sweet Signal from Above, and I don't know, it's great, but I feel it a lot more now.
Yeah, everything was so good. They played it at the Met, they played it at the Ryman, they played it at the Salt Shed, they played it at Bozeman, and they played the Warfield. I mean, for me, it's like, it's a big indicator that they played that song at these historic venues that they were playing for the first time. And I think they think a lot about how they craft their set list, and so to me, it's an indicator of how important they feel the song is. It's very important to me, so yeah, I love that. Lex, most improved from you.
Okay, so I'm with Hannah. Most improved is I have Pancakes on my list, but I'm 100% in agreement with Hannah. And I just had this connection with Redbird this year, and that I guess that I hadn't had before. And I think that that's a way a lot of the songs will work sometimes, is you don't have a connection with it at first, and then you grow that connection. Well, Redbird and I are like this now. Like, it might have been me and Hannah that were having the convening. we might have been meeting.
It all goes
that actually has happened.
The ladies.
I just have to say, the 3-part round in Redbird, like, that has hit my soul so deep since it first came out that I have to be there for that. So that has never been.
I also still do not understand how Peter does not run out of breath in that entire round.
Dude,
our first question to him, if we ever get to interview him,
how do you breathe through that entire section of the song? It's really incredible. He doesn't have a single note. It's incredible.
Any song with the 3-part round, though, when something that does something to me. So,
and we've been getting a lot more of that because Jeff's been adding into a lot more harmonies in this spring than he did even in the winter tour, and even at the Cap. I've just been noticing more and more. I'm like, oh shit, Jeff's singing on this one too. Like, yeah. So Jeff's been doing a lot of 3-part harmonies with them, which has been really cool. I think, again, just round out their sound even more, make it even bloom. I like to use that word because it feels like it's blooming when they do those deep with each other. Doesn't hurt that they've got a whole separate band where they get to just harmonize with each other. I'm sure makes the transition a lot easier to do it with Goose, but yeah, definitely.
And they also sound good because I love live music, and so harmonizing live versus on an album versus on a live album is all different. And so I just think that Goose does all those things really well.
Ryan says you can't run out of breath when you're straight burden, and he's absolutely right.
And that's the most
very true.
Here all night.
Very true. Extremely true. Okay, we have arrived at the final category from Vickers, and it is favorite new song. Listen, y'all already know I'm gonna say Thatch because that's my jam, and it's just my favorite song, period. Not just Goose song, it's just my favorite song right now. And so my favorite new song is Thatch. And
is Thatch still new? Like, what is new?
I think anything this year is new, or anything from the fall is new. I'd say anything. Yeah, I would say in the last, 6 months, I would consider new. 6 to 8 months, I think, would be in the new category for me, to me, anyways. Just because of the number of times they've been able to play it, right? That's what makes it.
Mhm.
And so yeah, Thatch is definitely the one. Y'all already know Thatch is that one. Rick agrees with me. He said it on the mic because one of the times they played, he literally goes, "Let's play that one," and it was Thatch. So Thatch is it. Thatch is where it's at. I can't say enough about how great that song is. I cannot wait to see what more they do with it during summer tour, and hopefully it makes it on the next album, because it would be great to hear an album version of a studio version of Thatch as well. We have a lot of Vickers is here in the flesh saying Thatch. Thank you so much for agreeing with me, sir. And Tanya also is saying Thatch for sure. I just think it's such a great uplifting song. It really it speaks to being at a crossroads so much, and getting over that hurdle, and it always puts me in that mindset. And I don't think there's a day in these times that we don't need that message or that, push forward. And it just rocks. I mean, it's just fun to dance to. It's fun, and I love the lyrics, and it just goes so hard. So yeah, that is it for me. Hannah, how about you?
Yeah, thanks for that. And thanks for Vickers for pointing this out, because whenever I hear these types of questions in social media world, it makes me re-listen to songs differently. And so with Thatch, for example, I saw it as like a very fishy song. And I was like, I don't gravitate toward that. And then Leslie, you said, I think the guys like playing it so much because it showcases all of their musical styles and abilities in a really unique way. And I re-listened to it after that, and I was like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean now. So it's my pump up song for sure. For me, this is actually really emotional for me because there's sort of two songs that stand out to me. So Everything Must Go and Lead Up. For whatever reason, those songs just hit really hard for me. But I have seen Everything Must Go more, and I don't think I can hear that song live without crying. And I've had some amazing, amazing people in the audience with me when that's happened. Kelsey from Jive Leave Design comes to mind. So thank you to her. And so I'm going to have to go with Everything Must Go as my favorite new freshie.
Love that. Lead Up almost made my most improved. I want to say that was my like runner up for most improved, because that song, they have really built that into a strong jam vehicle, and the most recent plays of it, I've just been like, whoa.
And the thing I like about both those songs is because I do have a background in indie rock. Like I love indie rock. I go see indie shows, whatever. And both those songs, I'm like, I could play this for people who like that music, or like, we were talking about just like how some of their songs could be like club level. You know what I mean? Like they just transpire so many different musical genres that are up and coming. And so Everything Must Go and Lead Up are both like, they could be indie hits right now.
Absolutely. Chelsea,
Yeah.
how about you? Favorite
Well-
new song?
Well, speaking of, I was going to choose Lead Up. So,
Nice.
that song is just, it's really grown on me, and I feel like it's going to continue to grow, and they're going to turn it into something even bigger. But just even the beginning part where it's just like I'm not going to sing, but like the oohs, and I think it's like a song that, like you were saying, Hannah, kind of appeals to that like indie rock or like alternative rock style that I could picture it on like a alternative rock radio station right now or something like that. Yes. So I'm excited to hear more of Lead Up and see where they take it, because I think it definitely has room to grow still.
Yeah, it feels like Ricky has a very strong connection to Lead Up. This is just
Mhm.
my take when I watch them perform it, and once I see that, I'm like, oh, this is gonna get good
Mhm.
quickly. So I'm excited to hear it this summer for sure. Lex, last
So
category.
my favorite new song is Feel It Now, because I just feel
Woo!
it now. I just love every minute of it. That's definitely,
That's the summer banger.
Yeah, my mornings start literally with the Fifth of Beethoven with a little bit of Feel It Now on the side, and and then some Thatch. So yeah, so I I absolutely love Feel It Now. And I feel it also has room to grow and like more jam. I feel like every time that they have played it, they put a little bit more and a little bit more into it. And you can see like the timing. It might not be much timing, but it's a little bit more each time. So I definitely feel like it has room to grow also. And I really like it.
Can I ask a Vickers style question?
Sure.
No bigger so yes.
Not allowed. It's based off Lex's response, and I'm just thinking about like what is everyone's, and I think I know what Leslie's is, but what is everyone's go-to? I'm waking up in the morning, drinking my coffee, need to get revitalized and ready for the day, because mine's actually Turn Clouds. And that started in Hawaii with my ex when we were still together, where like she really liked that song. And so like that's my go-to, like, but also Thatch because of you, Leslie. So everyone else, Lex, you kind of touched on it. Leslie and Chelsea, what do you think?
Mine is Cali Magic. That's my morning time getting ready.
I see that.
Song.
Yes.
So that's the one. I just love the cadence of it. The rhythm as I'm getting ready. Like I actually really like to put my makeup on to it. It sounds strange, but there's something about it that I can like move, but not move too much where my eyeliner gets messed up. So yeah, so Cali Magic is definitely my like morning.
I like to drive to that song, so that tracks with the makeup thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear makeup, so
mine is Earthling or Alien. That's definitely just I don't know, feels like you're getting ready for your day, and it's kind of just like, who are you? Who do you want to be today? What kind of life do you want to live?
do you want to
be an Earthling or an alien today? And yeah,
That's
so
I love that you say that, because that's what Sky.
Oh, Chelsea, that's the most Chelsea answer ever.
And
like, she's like, nah, EOA. That's me.
Yeah, that's so funny. I love that you say that, Chelsea, because Sky, she loves that. She's got her own jamming going on, and she's like, I love Earthling or Alien. Am I going to be an Earthling today, or am I going to be myself? Alien. And so that's so awesome. I absolutely love you. And oh, that's so cool that you say the same thing, because it's so true. It's so, who am I going to be today when you wake up, so that's so cool. I love that.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I think because we know that your older daughter has gone to shows before. You're taking summer tour. You're taking your younger one to a show for the first time, right?
Mm-hmm. We are going
SPAC,
to
right?
SPAC. Yeah, we're going to
Hell
SPAC. Yeah, I'm
Goose
super
is for
pumped.
everyone, people.
Yeah, be on the lookout for Sassy Ara. She will be there. She's the queen. She actually, in the comments, if you read up, like I was looking, and so Sky is away right now, so it's Ara and her little friend upstairs. And in the comments, if you read, it says Ara Lipo girl, that's me. And she's like, hey, what's up? And when I saw it come up, I was like, oh my,
what's up, Ara?
Hey, Ara.
We love you, girl.
She listens, like she absolutely loves it. She's got her favorite Goose songs, and she has been so upset that she hasn't come yet. But at 7, that's more of an outside venue thing. They get tired earlier, so they can dance their little hearts away on the lawn, and then when they get tired, they can sit down. So that's why Sky's been able to go to some and Ara hasn't. So yeah, we're excited. And Jason's from Saratoga Springs, so he's just really proud, really excited. He gets to take his kids, and his first concert was at SPAC with Janet Jackson. So now he gets to take.
I love it.
So this
full
is going to be
full circle moment.
Exactly.
I love it. We can't wait. I'm going to be holding on the lawn at SPAC, so hopefully we'll.
What if they did a Janet Jackson cover?
Ask Tyler if they've ever done it.
He's looking. I don't think they have. Janet Jackson in Honolulu was one of the best live shows they've ever been to. She impressed the hell out of me. She did a whole montage to Native Hawaiians and their fight to not have the 30-meter telescope built on Mauna Kea. probably no one knows about that, but Janet Jackson does because she used to vacation there. And so she was like, oh, like I want to learn about the indigenous people to this area if I'm going to vacation here. So just throwing that out there. If anyone's listening who has sway with the band, if they wanted to do a
But,
Janet
okay,
Jackson
but what Janet
cover,
Jackson song would be, like, another Vicar style question? What Janet Jackson song would we want them to cover if they were going to cover one?
Vickers, what's your
Yeah,
response?
Vickers, what's your response? Please type in the comments. Thank you very much. I would pick Black Cat because it's such a heavy rock song already, and I think that they would do a smashing job at it. So that's what I would pick. You don't all have to pick if you're not familiar with Janet's catalog. That's totally cool. We are going to play a quick video, which is one of the interviews that we did out in San Francisco. And this is Catherine responding to a question we asked everyone, which is to describe Goose's sound to someone who has never heard them. Let's hear what she has to say.
The music to be like actually really spiritual and like have some ethereal elements to it, but I think it's also grounded in like old school 70s psychedelic rock and roll. So I call it like psychedelic jam band with an ethereal spiritual edge. Love it.
Psychedelic jam band with a spiritual edge. Shout out to you for that amazingly accurate description. I feel like we're gonna kind of compile some data eventually, I think after summer tour probably, and put a little SoundCloud together of all the things that people said in response to that question, because I found the answers really interesting. It's been everything from every song is great to face melting jams to something so specific that we just heard from Catherine. But it's been really fun to listen to how people describe. I was telling everyone today that Drew went to see his dentist and had told him about Goose, and he was like, I looked up that band you're following, and the first song that came up was Shamalama Ding Dong. I've been listening to them forever now. So he's totally sold already on Goose, our dentist. Shout out to you, Dr. Nubara. Who is very is now into Goose, and I think it's one of those things, like, we're always spreading the Goose Bowl out there and introducing more and more people to the group, which works because they're awesome. All right, that brings us to the end of this short. It was supposed to be short, but we ended up talking for a long time anyways. I want to mention again, season 2 is coming. We are going to start doing our shows live on Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you are around or work from home, mark your calendars. We're going to be starting that again. We're going to be kicking off May 4th or something like that. Another really exciting announcement. In fact, Lex, why don't you make this announcement about our next live show and who's going to be coming on it?
Ooh, I am so excited. So on our next live show, it's the 24th of this month, right? And yes. So we are going to have Adam Berta joining us and speaking with us and telling us about him and the road. And so I'm really excited to have him on. And so make sure that you mark your calendars and that you're on and you're here. So I'm really excited about that.
Don't miss it. Promos will be up soon. We're really excited to talk to Berta. And yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And then we have another special, person coming on. And also, I would like to take the time to that this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and that's very important for all of us to be supportive of those around us and to be aware of these things and let's try and destigmatize that having mental health problems is a problem, because it's not. It is not a problem whatsoever. It's something that we can work with, and we just need supporting and loving each other and not being rude and ugly to one another, but let's be happy, be Ted, Mm-hmm. And so, but we're also going to have June Atkin join us, Ben's mom. And so she's going to be joining us and talking to mental health about us also this month. So very excited for both Adam and for June to come on and join us. And and so all of those with mental health, I guess we can kind of check some things out, maybe share a little bit of information. I'll be looking on that and try and be sharing it on on our Facebook
socials, yeah,
and
for the month.
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I mean, one, I will say like mental health is a consistent topic in our group chat. We talk about our own mental health, our own like where we are on a day-to-day, minute-to-minute basis, what kind of support we need. It's just really important to the four of us and to the people that we love. And so we're really excited that June's going to be joining us to lend her expertise and talk some more about the importance of mental health and attending to it. So yeah, it's going to be great. And then, yeah, Berta's going to be awesome as well. Don't forget to follow us on socials. We are at Goose Chicks Pod. Very simple. Literally any platform you're on, we have the same exact handle everywhere. I parked us all over the place. So Goose Chicks Pod everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'll get us on Blue Sky eventually, which is a new site that people are gravitating towards. But yeah, it's at Goose Chicks Pod everywhere that you can think of. So look for us, and you can also find all those links at goosechickspod.com, including all of our shows and our merch drops. You can check that out there. And I will leave the final word to Chelsea.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Remember, be kind to each other out there and keep it 10.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you
Bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.